2006 particularly, not always is the right outcome. But
Well, we did better this time.
that's right. If
Yeah.
you're looking at governors and you're looking at young leaders, this is a conservative that we can all be proud of. And,
Thank you.
And I'm honored that he had us here. Most people won't. But so why don't we turn it over to
Sure.
you? It's your house.
Well, thank you, and I welcome you all to Puerto Rico. As you all know, we are proud to be American citizens. We have been part of this great nation of ours since 1898. But at the same time, if you look around the old city, we have here actually a confluence of not just what we are as Americans, but also we have all the heritage that we take from the Spanish regime before 1898, and that's part of, partly this beautiful property of ours. A Fortaleza, as we call it, is the oldest executive mansion in continuous use in the Western Hemisphere, and it's a true privilege to work and reside here for us, and certainly it is an honor to welcome you all to La Fortaleza. As David was mentioning, here, and I have part of my team, and maybe later on a few of you can introduce yourselves, but we have a great team that we have been doing what Washington should have been doing for the last 2 years. And 23 months ago, when it was our time to step up to the plate and I was sworn in, essentially the government was broke, close to bankruptcy. Our deficit was the largest, proportionally speaking, of any state or territory in the country. It was 44% of our budget, believe it or not. We were 51st out of 51 jurisdictions in the country. Today we're 20th. So in 23 months, there are 31 states that are worse off today than we are. And by the way, my bride of 26 years, Luce, just joined us. Thank you, Luce, for being here.
Welcome.
So I had to take the unprecedented step 2 weeks before being sworn in December '08, of flying up to New York and meeting with Standard & Poor's and Moody's because they were about to downgrade our bonds to junk status. And we were able to hold them off because, again, we shared with them our plan, which is what we campaign on. And we did exactly what we said we would do. In the first 18 months, we cut government expenses by 20%. And it's doable. I'm here. And that's exactly what Washington should have been doing during the same period of time.
Amen.
By the same token, and because we did that, we just passed phase 1 and are about to pass phase 2 of the largest tax reform in our history. And I should share with you that our Internal Revenue Code is a mirror image of the Federal Revenue Code. So what we're doing here is very doable at the federal level. And bottom line here is that we're lowering corporate and individual taxes dramatically. We already commenced that this year, 2010. But we did it at the end of the year because we have to do this responsibly. And we just lowered taxes for 2010, which is the tax return that we will be filing this April. And since 11 out of the 12 months of the year have elapsed, that means that basically no one is paying taxes on income taxes on their salaries or bonuses in December. That means that actually retail sales are going through the roof because people have all this disposable income they didn't have before. For 2011 and for the next 5 years, we'll have a sliding scale on individual income taxes. But the corporate taxes will come down dramatically immediately because we need to create more jobs. And actually, as we speak, the top corporate rate, we have 7 brackets, income brackets on the corporate side. We're shrinking that, or actually flattening that to 3. We want a flatter tax system, which again is something we should do at the national level. And today, corporations pay somewhere between 20 and 41% income tax. Come January 1st, it will be somewhere between 20 and 30% with an average corporate tax rate of 26%. That's exactly what we should be doing at the national level as well. And some of my team are here that are making this possible. By same token, we had a very serious problem with our permitting process. Regulations were killing us, and still are. There are regulations you can do away every day, with every day. And we had about 28 regulations, but 26 permits that had to be issued to do anything here. Commencing actually this month, December 1st, you have one regulation, and you go to one office to get your one permit. And that's again the way we're moving forward to try to get our economy moving. By the same token, we have a very aggressive energy program, again bringing in the private sector and doing away with our dependency on foreign oil, which is something we should be doing again as a nation, and moving more towards natural gas. We have plenty in our country, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma, many other places, and renewable energy, as well as resource recovery to generate energy from waste. Being an island, it creates some issues when you're dealing with solid waste, as you may imagine. So we're doing that as well. And as in any other state in the country, we have serious problems with our infrastructure. Our roads, our bridges, airports, ports, and what have you. And I feel very strongly that there's no reason why we need to invest government money to develop further those programs or projects. Thus, we approve the most advanced public-private partnership program in the country. And we have, as we speak, a program, not just one project, but a program whereby, as we speak, we have schools that are being modernized or built and will be maintained, that will be handled by the private sector, roads and highways, water, energy projects, and our main airport as well. And we have a number of other projects that will be joining that program. Again, that's just a summary of what we have been doing and accomplishing in the last 23 months. The recession commenced here 2 full years before it started in the rest of the country. So we're coming from way behind most other states. But we're moving in the right direction. Moody's upgraded us, not just one notch, but 3 notches about 2 months ago. Wow. And Standard & Poor's, for the first time in 27 years, gave us a positive outlook, which is major news, again, as compared to what's going on in other states, and I don't have to name them, but you know them well, and other countries in Europe, for example, as well. So we're moving in the right direction. Last month, the national economy generated 39,000 jobs. All across the country, only 39,000 jobs. We created 7,000 jobs here in this small island. So again, our policies work. We want to prove to the rest of the nation that they do work. And again, I will finish by saying that I know, I'm sure, you're all patriots, and you actually recognize the sacrifices that our men and women in uniform are making every day. Puerto Rico contributes more men and women in uniform to our armed forces that any state would want. And I ask you to keep them in your prayers, because we've lost many of them, and our families are proud of what the sacrifices they're making, and many of them are coming back with severe injuries. So I asked you, especially during the holidays, actually, my wife Lucia and a group of other volunteers put together, I don't know how many packages? 1,000 packages just a couple of weeks ago to be sent out to our National Guardsmen and women. So I ask you to keep them in our prayers. Lucia and I thank you for your visit. We hope you have enjoyed your visit to Puerto Rico, and certainly to La Fortaleza. And we hope that you will get to meet some of our friends who are here, including our Secretary of Economic Development and Commerce, Jose Perez, who's right here, and the Head of Tourism, Mario, where are you? There you are. And Annie Mayol, where are you? Annie, I should say this.